Hello, Dr. Lal.
Hello, sir.
Hello, hello. Yeah, good morning. Namaskar, namaskar.
Namaskar. I'm here to welcome you.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Yeah, nice background you have. Jyoti
Yeah.
Vidyapet University. Good background.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Actually,
Good.
हम अपने डीन ऑफिस में बैठे हैं. I'm in my dean office.
Yeah, very good, very good. बढ़िया.
पहले हमारी मीटिंग जो होती थी, that was with proctor office.
Yeah, yeah, this is better.
So background is good, sir.
Definitely good. Better than the previous one.
Okay, sir. And clarity in figure and others.
Yeah, everything is nice. Very clear.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Anil Kumar Agarwal ji will also join.
I think so. I told him because he has a session starting exactly at 10:30. As soon as inauguration ends, he will take off.
Okay, sir.
Good, good. Okay, Kavita ji is joining.
Yeah, Miss Kavita has joined already.
Yeah,
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
yeah. Good morning. Good morning.
So shortly, Vice Chancellor, sir, Registrar, sir, and all the speakers will be joining. So we will
No
be
problem.
starting the session shortly.
No problem. No problem. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Maybe you want to go on a mute, Dr. Lal.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Sir, they will be joining the session at around 9:30 because as per M2M, so because it's a yoga day, so they will be joining the session at around 9:30.
So, Dr. Lal, were you able to see the title slide?
Yes, I have seen, sir.
Okay, wonderful. So that's all I wanted to test it out.
Yeah. Miss Kavita was a little bit confused that why you are sharing.
Because first we have to do the GTU song, and
No,
then we
madam,
will be.
actually he was taking trial that whether he is able to share or not.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
sure, sir,
it's all
sure.
done.
You have
Yeah.
time so that you could do such things, means make a trial and all those things, so that at that time it becomes not very difficult.
And you had a question, Dr. Lal.
Yes,
So
sir.
basically, there is a share option at the bottom.
Yeah,
You click
I
on
have
that.
learned that I have discussed with Kavita ma'am also, and I have seen that it is very easy to share.
Definitely.
So I can do that. Yesterday in the evening, I was talking about this.
Good, good, good.
હેલો મોનાલી મેડમ.
હા મેમ બોલો.
મેડમ હું કવિતા મેડમ ને હોસ્ટ બનાવું કે મનાલી મેડમ ને?
મનાલી મેડમ ને બનાવી દો, પછી આપણે છે ને પેલું ચાલુ કરી દેશું જીટીયુ સોંગ માટે. પછી અને રેકોર્ડિંગ સ્ટાર્ટ કરો ને પ્લીઝ.
રેકોર્ડિંગ સ્ટાર્ટેડ જ છે.
અચ્છા ઠીક છે, ઓકે.
મીટિંગ નું રેકોર્ડિંગ થઈ જશે. તમે હું ખાલી મનાલી મેડમ ને હોસ્ટ બનાવી દઉં છું, બરાબર?
હા હા આપી દો. હા ઠીક છે.
Namaskar, Gupta sir. Mr. I.C. Gupta sir, Namaskar. This is Professor Lal from Jyoti Vidyapeeth. Gupta sir, are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir? Fine.
Good morning, sir.
याद आ रहा है?
कहाँ सर?
रिकॉग्नाइज कर गए?
कर गया सर.
Okay, fine.
आपको देख के तो बड़ा अच्छा लग रहा है.
Same to me also. And one legendary professor is from USA is connected to you. Professor Manindra Bora sir is there.
हाँ.
नमस्कार गुप्ता जी.
नमस्कार सर जी.
नमस्कार नमस्कार.
बड़ा अच्छा कार्यक्रम, लंबा चौड़ा कार्यक्रम रखा सर आपने. Good for the student, good for teachers.
That's it. Good.
वो कहते थे ना कि एडवर्सिटी का फायदा उठाना चाहिए. तो एडवर्सिटी का फायदा उठा लिया.
जरूर जरूर. आप कहाँ पर है? इंदौर में है कि कहाँ पर है गुप्ता जी?
सर इंदौर में ही हूँ मैं.
Recently he was in ITM as on the top position in ITM. He was in MP Gwalior.
Nice.
At that time I visited there and in his office. And recently he was connected with us in a webinar of Jyoti Vidyapeeth also.
Very good.
Sir ji, I was director of International Institute of Professional Studies, Devi Ahilya University, Indore.
Nice.
From there I retired, and now I'm doing only webinar and seminar.
That's good. Good for everyone. Nice.
Then Gupta sir, you should join the company of Bora sir.
That is my pleasure, sir. Available for all academic services, and I do not.
Because he has completed more than 11,000 webinars. as per my knowledge.
1100. 1100.
1100.
Oh,
Okay,
oh,
1100.
great, sir. Like to
Yeah.
join you, sir, with you.
Thank you. Thank you. During the pandemic, about 150 in last 18 months.
The
Yeah.
great output of COVID.
Oh, yes. Make use of the time and share some knowledge.
Best use of it, sir.
Yes, agree.
You are most welcome to use my academic service, sir. And I do not charge money.
That's good. Wonderful. Yeah, that's what I do to share, particularly soft skills for students and faculty in India.
Because you are such a threshold that you don't need these things. We are only for service.
Definitely. Great idea. Thank you, Dr. Gupta ji.
I was expected to go to Vietnam, but because of COVID, I was not able to go to Vietnam to teach.
Okay, we'll make
Because
it in.
I was in Air Force, Indian Air Force. Munsa, I was in contact with some of the faculty of your university. I don't remember his name. He called me to conduct a seminar. You are at Ahmedabad, sir? Vora, sir?
I am in Chicago, USA.
Oh, yeah. Ajay, he told, professor told me, yes.
Yeah.
My granddaughter is joining Chicago for flute playing in College of Music.
Oh, nice.
लाल साहब आजकल कहाँ हैं आप?
सर मैं जयपुर में हूँ, ज्योति विद्यापीठ में।
अच्छा, बिल्कुल सही है। हाँ। मैं सर बीकानेर नाल में था, एयरफोर्स में।
Yeah. Not playing. Sir, can you hear the GPU sound?
No, madam. It is not audible.
Now?
Now it is readable only. Voice is not coming.
The sound is playing. And get them showing everything.
जी आप म्यूट कर लीजिए.
Hello, good morning, KKR sir, Ramchandran sir. Can you hear me, Ramchandran sir?
Yes, madam.
So please you transfer that host which is being transferred to you. Ramchandran sir,
Yes, madam.
please you transfer your host to me. It has been now given shifted because for a few minutes there was some issues in the host PC. So it has been transferred to you. So please you transfer that host to me.
Okay, madam. Okay.
In the dialog box, there will be to change the role. You right click that thing and change the role of mine as a host. In your name, that is a KK. Sir, in my Miss Kavita Kriplani, you click, right click. Ramchandran sir. Yes. And then, okay, fine. Thanks a lot, sir.
Kavita, madam.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yes, let us start.
Yes, sir. The main thing was that, sir said to play the GTU song from our PC.
Yeah.
It's not able to do it. Even Dhwani
Okay.
ma'am and all are not picking
Okay.
up the phone. So,
Okay, escape it. Escape.
Yes,
So-
skip it and you go
okay,
on.
fine. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, we welcome respected Honorable Vice Chancellor Shri Naveen Seth, sir, respected Registrar Dr. K.N. Kher, sir, respected our Director Professor Sanjay Chauhan, sir, and all the eminent distinguished guests who have been in the part of this, Dr. Krishna Vedula, sir, Dr. Piyush Jain, sir, Ms. Poonam Avadhya, who is a yoga assistant, and Dr. Prakash Devri, Dr. Professor I.C. Gupta, Dr. Manu K. Vora, who is a chief guest for this session, Professor Sarika Srivastav, and Professor Dr. K.K. Ramchandran, sir. So, without wasting time, I would request Director Professor Dr. Chauhan sir to give a brief address to all this eminent and distinguished speakers and chief guests. And please we welcome Dr. Professor Chauhan sir.
Keyboard.
Okay. Thank you, Kavita Ben. So,
Thank you, sir.
Namaste, Suprabhatam to all the distinguished guests today and our respected Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Naveen Seth sir, Registrar sir, and the esteemed guest. Today we are going to start this ATAL FDP. As we know, Gujarat one decade. We are on ecosystems. And at present, due to that innovation and ecosystem, at present there is a 307 startups who have got a DPIIT recognitions as a startups. And in GTU Innovation Council, there is a different central government scheme for funding is available. Among one is Atal Incubation Center, Atal Innovation Mission, Design Innovation Center, which is awarded by the Ministry of Education. And recently, there is a technology business incubator, which is supported by the Department of Science and Technology. Policy, as well as there is a nodal center for startup is already established. And there is a dedicated IP facilitating center along with the TISC WIPO. It is and we are committed under the visionary leadership of Professor and our respected Registrar Dr. Ken Khurs, sir, to world-class incubators and the innovative ecosystems. And today we are welcoming to all the esteemed guests as well as the participant for this ATAL FDP. In the last, I give the wishes for the today National International Yoga Day to all of you. Stay safe. Thank you very much. Over to you, Kavita.
Thanks a lot, sir, for giving such a motivational speech and giving a brief introduction about the GTU Innovation Council and AICDXC as well as TBA. And now we would welcome respected Registrar Sir GTU, Dr. KN sir. So please give a brief welcome speech to all our distinguished and eminent guest speakers, our chief guest, as well as all the participants who in numbers are watching in FB Live. So we welcome Professor Dr. K.N. Kher sir to give a welcome speech.
Thank you, madam. Happy Yoga Day to all. Very good morning at Gujarat Technological University on the occasion of inaugural function at GTU for AICT training and learning FDP on first area of design thinking in engineering discipline on a virtual platform across India. I take this opportunity to welcome our eminent today's chief guest, Professor Dr. Manu K. Bora, for delivering a speech, create magic in the classroom for learners' engagement, and all eminent and distinguished 15th speaker of this ATAL FDP titled Exploring Ideas to Scalable Product Design Skills to accept our invitation and give insight to participants who are faculty members, researchers, and industrialists. I would also like to welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Naveen Seth sir, who is continuously inspiring us to arrange such type of FDP and events. I also would like to welcome Director GIC, Professor Sanjay Chauhan sir, Professor Sarika madam, Deputy Director Kavita madam, and her teams. I would like to thank ATAL AICT for providing platform to provide sensitization of faculty members for getting updated with latest technology. I feel this that one of the important functions of faculty in current scenario is to create interest among their students in design, research, innovation, and this platform can serve purpose to cope in this challenges pandemic situation to supplement in classroom teaching. At GTU, such programs are usually organized wherein innovation and active research are given prominence. Once again, I extend my warm welcome to all the distinguished expertise. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir, respected registrar, sir, for giving such a insightful welcome speech to all our eminent distinguished speakers. Thank you, sir. Now I would request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Naveen Seth, sir, to give a brief introduction about the ATAL FDP as well as address the session. Professor Dr. Naveen Seth, sir.
Namaskar.
Namaskar, sir.
Very good morning. Best compliments for the International Yoga Day today. Luckily, it is on the day of inauguration of the FDP under the ATAL Academy and the GTU, Rajkot Regional Office. Respected the chief guest, Dr. Manu Vora, Dr. Krishna Bedula, Dr. Sanjay Chauhan, Director GISC, Ms. Kavita Kriplani, all panelists and guest speakers and participants join in this faculty development program. I also welcome our registrar, Dr. K.N. Kher, in this occasion. The Gujarat Technological University, throughout this pandemic time, continuously arranging the various program. Means there was a lockdown throughout India, but the GTU knocked down the lockdown by arranging such type of the program throughout the year of this pandemic time. This AICT under the ATAL Academy having 1,000 such FDP across the India, and it is the world record. Means the training is the important part of education, training of the teachers. A good teachers can transform. Now there is a online teaching and other thing, and so many platforms. But technology cannot replace the base teacher. But the technology in the hands of base teacher transform the whole education. So definitely this FDP, and that is the theme of the FDP, that is the product design skill. So design technology, design thinking is very, very important. Gujarat Technological University since long introduced this design thinking, design engineering as a compulsory, mandatory subjects in all branch of the engineering. So design concept is not developed thoroughly. If it is developed in the mind of a teacher, definitely there may be a good research, good innovation under the mentorship of such type of the teachers having this knowledge of the design thinking and design engineering. So design is this topic is very, very important. I again welcome all the guests in this occasion. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for giving such a motivational speech and giving the insights about the ATAL FDP, the design engineering and design trust area. And now we would welcome Professor Dr. Manu Gupta, who is the chief guest of this ATAL FDP inauguration session. And before welcoming him, I would like to give a brief introduction about Professor Manu Gupta. He is a chairman and president, Business Excellence USA since 2000. He's having about 46 years of the leadership experience, and he has guided almost 500 companies and has worked as a 28 years as an adjunct faculty. And he's been appointed also as a Fulbright specialist in the US Department from 2016 to 2020. And this is our opportunity and privilege that we have such eminent and distinguished chief guest with us. So without wasting time, I would request Professor Manuke Vora to deliver a speech. Please.
Okay, so thank you, Kavita ji. Congratulations and greetings to Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Navin Sheth, Professor Dr. Kher, Professor Sanjay Chauhan ji, and all my distinguished fellow resource faculties. It's a great honor to be sharing the platform with so many distinguished faculties. Now, as Dr. Sheth mentioned, that the faculty needs to be prominent in their subject area, but think of it, faculties as, can I request everybody to go on a mute? I'm hearing some echo. Thank you. So faculties are like transmitters. So if we have the best knowledge, we are very good at transmitting the knowledge. However, the recipient, the learners, the students are the receivers, and they need to be highly tuned and highly engaged. Otherwise, the knowledge will not be transferred properly. So with that, let me share my presentation at this point. And my remarks are focused around create magic in the classroom for learners' engagement. And I'll focus on three things. One, how do we create learners' engagement in the classroom? Secondly, the critical aspect of achieving faculty excellence. And the third, importance of soft skill, which is not in focus in India at the moment. So we begin with any discussion, any plan, any program, including design thinking, etc. We can make use of Dr. Deming Cycle. Dr. Deming, along with Dr. Juran, were the two quality stalwarts who were sent to Japan by the US government after the World War II to rebuild their industrial economy. And they taught the Japanese how to do process improvement, quality management. And as a result, they produce one of the finest electronics and automobiles in the world. So Dr. Deming Cycle has 4 components: plan, do, study, and act. So the good idea is to have 10% excellent planning, but don't stop at that. You need to have 90% flawless execution in order to succeed either in the design or any activity you undertake. Now remember, planning without execution is futile, but the execution without planning could be fatal. And one comment at India scene in general, we do not focus much on planning. Things happen, and a lot of time it happens all right, but when it doesn't go well, you are scrambling at the last minute. So importance of planning is very critical, and we can do better in the planning area at the India scene. Now I want to share with you one of the simple model I've put together for my students, my learners for the last 28 years. So students in my classes, business as well as engineering classes, I teach operations side. The students need to be involved in their own learning. And when they learn something new, they are required to apply that right away in the class during the course, and they are required to share it with their colleagues. So one of the important aspect is peer learning. I think we need to focus on that because we get the students and learners with different backgrounds, and they can learn from each other along with the learning from the faculty. So very simple but elegant model: involve, learn, apply, and share. will definitely motivate the students to start getting engaged. Now here I've put together a simple slides on 12 keys to create the learners engagement. And if we do that, we can create magic in the classroom. So when you are starting a topic in the class, select a student to do some research on the background, come back and share for a few minutes what he or she found out, and keep rotating them as the topics change. Then as a faculty, we need to show the importance and real world applications of the topic so that the students and learners are fully engaged. And as an icebreaker, ask some questions at the beginning of the session and keep rotating the students. And main thing, we should be teaching as a faculty the basic concepts and the principles, so students don't have to memorize anything at the end of the day, and which is not the case at the moment. We have this mugging up and vomiting method going on for so long. So we need to get away from that and allow the curiosity and innovativeness to flourish in the classroom. And at the end of the module, at the end of the class, take time to get the key takeaways from everyone who are attending the session. Now, Harvard Business Publishing has shown number of ideas which I have borrowed from 8 to 11. You can conduct short polls or do the voting. You can create small groups to discuss a specific topic and come back and report to the full class. You can always have a teams chartered to work on a project during semester, and then at the end they share the project results and project report. And you can always invite guest speakers to broaden the perspective. And very, very important thing, that we as a faculty must replenish our knowledge so that we are at the cutting edge, and then we give the cutting edge knowledge to our learners and students. And if we do all these things, we get a gold star. Now, next, I'm getting into the faculty excellence segment. Now, in general, most of the time, faculties learn in a solo fashion. There's no interactions with the other faculties while they are learning, and most of the FDPs are solo focused. They come, listen, take the test at the end, get the certificate, and they are happy. Not much focus on deployment or engagement of what they've learned into deploying it at the institute they are teaching. So I've chosen a simple acronym, CSIR, very famous thing in India, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. The faculty needs to learn in a collaborative way. So form the teams while they are learning, and under the guidance of scientific guidance of the expert faculties. But they have to do a lot of introspection and reflection, which is missing at the India scene. Most of the FDPs are just monologue. People come, listen, take the test, and they are done. Nobody knows what they learned from the FDP and what they are going to implement. So moving on, a simple model I'm proposing with the acronym CEO, that collaborative, experiential, and outcome-based learning is the best way for faculty as well as students to learn and put whatever learning they've got into action and implement them. So in my classes, right from the beginning, coming from the experience of working at AT&T Bell Labs, my focus was to create the teams, and they need to cooperate with each other, so collaborative fashion. Secondly, experiential learning. They study somewhere between 8 to 10 cases or articles from Harvard Business Review, MIT Sloan, McKinsey, Quarterly, etc. And they're all in a team working on the projects. And there is an outcome-based approach, which is at the end of the course, they have to write up a simple reflection journal. What are the 3 key learnings they got? What are the 3 key lessons they obtain out of these program, and how they are going to deploy those 3 key lessons? And that is the idea, to start thinking about implementing what they've learned in the classroom. So collaborative, experiential, and outcome-based. Now I'm sharing with you the case study, and we have been deploying this at the several FDPs we are teaching to the students and the faculties and the leaders for the NEP 2020 deployment, etc., under the umbrella of IUCEE, Indo-Universal Collaboration for Engineering Education. Dr. Krishna Vedula is the one who started this in year 2008. So for a cases, a 2-page summary per team, what principles and practices have you obtained from this case or the article? More important, in the middle, can you connect the bridge between the principles and the practice and write it down in your own words? And lastly, few takeaways from the case. And by having this kind of reading in an individual as well as collectively in the team and discussing in the classroom among the various groups, this is where more learning comes. And the reflection journal, I've already mentioned 3 key learnings, 3 key lessons you will implement, and how you plan to implement those lessons. This is extremely important in order for the knowledge to be converted into action. Now, here is the difference between average versus gifted teachers. The average teacher explains complexity, but the gifted teacher reveals simplicity. I think we all need to focus on how do we become the gifted teacher. So we need to exert ourselves to learn the best available in our discipline. Now, as we all know, in Sanskrit, there are many forms of teachers. At the beginning, when we start sharing information, when we are new, you are the Adhyapak. When you add knowledge to it, you become Upadhyay. When you start sharing skills, you become Acharya. When you share your insights, you are a Pandit. When you share your visionary thinking, you are Drishta. And ultimately, you become the Guru when you share your wisdom. So our role as a faculty should be to travel this journey and hopefully towards the end of our life cycle, try to achieve the wisdom and get the position of Guru. And that should be the objective for our journey as a faculty. Also remember, faculties educate students by engaging, energizing, entertaining, and empowering them. We need to use each and every lever available to us to engage the students in the classroom. And remember, unless and until the recipients, they are well tuned and they are all engaged, knowledge will not be transferring. Now, last item, soft skill importance. If you look at all the latest surveys, more than 90% of the executives are looking for people who are joining their organization to have better soft skill compared to hard skill or the technical skills. The last bullet is very important to remember, that for a new hire, ability to work in a team is most desirable over analytical or quantitative skills. Unfortunately, at the India scene and to a large extent around the world, soft skills are neglected. People focus only on the hard or technical skills, and this comes in the way for the growth of the students to get the good placement. Even if they get the placement, they cannot hold the job or cannot make the progress in their life. So it's very nice to have soft skills integrated as a part of the course curriculum. Now, what we have learned over the years, since last 8 years, that as an engineer and as a technical expert, we do projects throughout our life. And in order to do the projects well, we need to understand the nuances of leadership excellence, effective decision making, effective time management, effective teamwork, which includes problem solving. And while we work on a project, we must understand the scope of the risk management. And these 5 modules constitute the soft skill program, which has been delivered to well over 1 million people so far, students, faculty, and professionals. And under IUCE umbrella, in August, September last year. We taught it to 350 students. November, December, 78 faculties were trained to become the certified soft skill program experts. And we recently concluded a leadership FDP to deploy NEP 2020 with 16 leaders, and some of them are the expert resource faculty on this FDP. Now, if you remember, in the last century, the 20th century, we needed reading, writing, and arithmetic. But in the 21st century, we must pick up 3 additional critical skills. That is teamwork, problem solving, and project management. Unless we master it as a faculty, as well as transmit it to our students, we will be left behind in the global competition. So the guidance to the faculty is proper course planning is extremely essential, and clarity of evaluation scheme to be set up front and do not change it. When you are forming the team in the classroom for collaborative learning, appoint a single lead person to lead the team. Continue to stress collaborative learning among teams and execute your course plan with excellence. Always stress the time management for assignments, and they need to follow the direction and the guidance provided for each of the assignments. And as I mentioned, the reflection and a succinct summary of the articles and the cases will lead to better retention. And make it fun while sharing the new information, and empower yourself as a faculty to energize your learners. Now, of course, for each of the sessions, each of the module we cover, this is one of the things, 2 key takeaways. How are you going to engage? What is your commitment for engagement of students and learners in your classroom? And one last important slide on the topic of design skills and design thinking. There's the exponential power of design. So if it cost 1x during the design phase, once you start moving forward during the development phase, any changes you want to make, it will cost you 10x. During production, any further changes will make you to pay 100x. And when you already deployed the product in the field and you need to make any changes or you need to provide support to it, it costs 1000x. So there's exponential power at each and every stage. So it's wise to have better design in the front and put the quality, so include the quality during the design phase, and don't try to inspect the quality at the assembly line of the finished product. So build the quality in during design. So with that, I want to thank everyone, and I want to thank specifically Professor Kavita Kriplaniji for allowing me to be part of this program, and I'll stop sharing at this point. And with that, I conclude my remarks.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you. That it was a great privilege for us that you accepted our invitation, and not only as a chief guest, but you will be also delivering one session for effective project management for our participants. That will be a very great insight for all our participants. Thanks a lot, sir, that you accepted our invitation. And yes, one of our speakers of this session, Professor Dr. Lal, who is the Dean of Jayati Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. He wants to share a little bit insights of this. So I would, with his consent, would ask him to give some few minutes of the sharing of his content. Please, Professor Lal.
Thank you, Madam Kavita,
Thanks a lot, sir.
for giving opportunity to share some insights related to this FDP. So, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Naveen Sethji, Dr. K.N. Kher, Registrar, GTU, Dr. Sanjay Chauhan, Director, GISC, and Ms. Kavita Kriplani, Deputy Director, all distinguished speakers, and Professor Manu K. Bora. I am thankful to Global Technological University for giving this opportunity to share a few words with you. I am excited by listening the words delivered by Honorable Vice Chancellor that what is the aim and objective of this FDP and what GTU has performed during pandemic. Definitely, it is very vital and very significant for each and every participants, every teachers who are going to join this FDP, because in case of any NAC vegetation or NIRF ranking, it is the mandatory requirement for all the institutions to show or to exhibit the excellence of their academic quality, academic credential. And by the just showing the building and just by the infrastructure, we are not going to put a very positive impression to the team unless and until we are not doing something as scalable as what you have written, the topic of your FDP, exploring ideas to a scalable product design scale. So unless and until our labs, our innovative teams are not going to get some prototypes, some practical result, some models that are going to be fruitful or that are going to connect the industry and society, it may not be supposed as scalable in accordance to the developing nature of the world and the country. So I hope that in coming sessions, each and every experts will be highlighting this fact that why, what is the importance of innovation, incubation, startups, and how these all are correlating to each other, leading to prototype formations and models for the help of skill and design methodology. Basically, in recent days, we have seen that the works that are performed in the classroom are not getting any curriculum outlet, means the practical exposure of the theoretical understanding is absconding from the life of the learners, and in future we have to face some challenges. We have seen some IITs has done a lot even in pandemic, and they have given some prototypes like some materials that was very much required for the people of COVID affected episodes and others. So what our technical institutions, what we teachers are doing, if any eventuality is coming, so what are any, have you any model? Have you designed any such aspect that in case of any occurrence, what should we do, and how we shall face the challenges? Because society has a very bigger expectation from the technical institutions, from professional education institutions, and they are minutely watching that whether we are doing something for them or not. So I hope that this FDP is going to get a height, and we are going to get some fruitful result by the discussion, and we are going to some enlight some excitement among the teachers and learners that how to reach to the scalable result in case of designing, and how the process of learning, the thought process, the ideation, the iteration, and other aspects of research is going to take a very good turn. So again, thanks Madam Kavita for giving this opportunity to share some words. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, sir. It was really a wonderful motivational thing for all the participants as well as the speakers who will be conducting the session all throughout the 5 days. And I would also request any of the distinguished speakers, if they want to share any of the thought process or any other things, please, you are free to share it, or else we would end to the session. by offering the vote of thanks. So any of the distinguished guests, if they want to share any thoughts.
Hello, I would like to ask one question to Manuji.
Yes, sir, please.
Sir, any method, learners engagement method, which is unheard up to this time and that you think is very innovative? Can you suggest something for learners engagement?
Okay, so that's what I was sharing in my presentation in the first part, that we need to first, okay, can everybody go on a mute, please? Thank you. What I was suggesting in my presentation, I think there is echo. Please, everybody go on mute. Thank you. So what I was suggesting, Dr. Gupta ji, that in order for you to engage your learners, you need to first show them that you are expert in the subject area, show the importance and real world application of the topic, and also give the small assignment that do little research about the topic you are discussing for the day. Ask them to prepare 3 to 4 minutes based on the research. They come back and share it. So that will start focusing on learning something new. Also ask the question about the topic, more like an icebreaker upfront, the questions. And generally when we conduct the program, there are pre-session questions, polling done. I've sent my 2 questions for the project management topic I'll be discussing on the last day, and then share the results among the attendees. And when the module is over, you ask them what are the key takeaways, 1 or 2 they are getting out of the program. So those are the simple methods, and you can use all of that. So that one particular slide, 12 keys to create magic in the classroom. And I'll be happy to share this presentation with Ms. Kavita ji, and you share it with everybody and put it up on the website or wherever you need to, so that everybody benefits from a few simple ideas, so that we as a faculty empower ourselves to do well, to engage our learners. I hope, Gupta ji, that makes sense.
More than that, sir. Thank you.
Welcome.
Kavita, can I make a quick comment?
Yes, sir, please.
I just want to emphasize that this is a very important work that all of you are doing, particularly the Vice Chancellor of GTU and the whole team. I've been familiar with your excellent work at GTU for the last 10 years in design thinking. And I think you're already ahead of the rest of the country in terms of incorporating design thinking. And what is important here is that this is a very important pillar for the NEP guidelines, the new NEP 2020. If you look at the guidelines for higher education under NEP 2020, there is one very important criteria there, that is holistic and multidisciplinary education. So if we focus on that, is very, very important, because right now we just teach our engineers in silos and individual disciplines and so on. But the real world is holistic and multidisciplinary, and that is why Dr. Kasir Rangan and the team have put that into the NEP guidelines. And design thinking is exactly what that is: holistic and multidisciplinary. Because any problem that you solve using design thinking engages the students in looking at things in a holistic and multidisciplinary manner. So I want to congratulate you, the team here, for already being ahead in terms of implementing some of the guidelines of NEP. So thank you for hearing my words.
Thanks a lot, Professor Krishna Vedula, sir. It was really great that you shared your insights. And I hope that no such speakers now want to address any session. So we will end this inauguration session by offering the vote of the thanks. First, I would offer my vote of thanks. It's a heartily to this chief guest, Professor Dr. Manu K. Vora, for accepting our invitation to be a chief guest as well as a speaker for this session. I would offer my great thankful to Honorable Vice Chancellor Sri Naveen Shethji sir for from his very busy schedule he came. I would extend my heartful thankful for Professor and Registrar, respected Dr. And here, sir, I would offer my thankful for Professor Dr. Sanjay Chauhan, sir, Director, sir, and all the eminent and the distinguished guests and the speakers for this 5 days ATAL FDP for exploring ideas to scalable design skills. And however, this FDP will focus on those who are from the industrialist faculty as well as the researchers. We have enrolled almost 200 participants from all the disciplines of EC to all the engineering design domains, as well as we have industrialists also in this session, because it's great that ATAL FDP have provided the platform that students, researchers, as well as industrialists also to be get enrolled for this program. Because previously in ATAL FDP, only faculties were allowed. Now in this, all those can also get enrolled and get all the insights about the design skills. And as you know, and as all the speakers have stressed this thing, importance of the design. It's very much important because for our startups, we always see that whenever they want to develop their product, it's somewhere they stop after prototype development, and somewhere, or else if they want to carry out the marketing or maybe a scalable prototype development, there is a little bit hindrance, either from the team or either how to present it or something like that. And I think this whole journey of the 5 days will be able to give them a little bit idea as to from scratch of ideation to all the stages of the manufacturing process, to the production, to all to the prototype development, as well as to the marketing or to the niche marketing, how to make it. They all will be able to understand. Also, we have a Professor Tiwari sir who will be giving insights about the AICTE reforms. That will be very great. And MSME by Dr. Srivastav, Sarika Srivastav ma'am. And these all little bit here and there will be always be helpful to give the little bit ideas, because in this online session it will be not so much easy, because physically we would be able to give little bit practical knowledge, but here it will be restriction of this, but we would be able to provide them little bit guidance in this field. And we again heartily welcome all the distinguished speakers and eminent speakers from all across the country who have accepted our invitation, and ATAL FDP who have provided this platform where we would be able to give little bit knowledge to our participants. So that was it. A very grateful and thankful to all of you who accepted our invitation to be the part of this inauguration ceremony. So that's it. Sai Kavita Kripnani, thank you all again, once again, for accepting our invitation.
Kavita, just a minute.
Yes, sir, please.
Yes, my OG surfaced, and whenever there is a communication, we should end the communication with Jai Hind.
Okay, yes, sir. Sure, sir. That's great. So now, as sir said, this will be session attending with Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
So that's it. And again, a very thank you to all of you. Thanks a lot, sir. So we'll be leaving the meeting and we'll be starting the session for all our participants. It starts at 10:30. So the first session will be headed by Professor Anil Agrawal, sir. And however, this link will be now coming to the end, and we will be switching on to the other link, which we have forwarded for 5 days session. So now I will be leaving this meeting, and I again, I'm heartily thankful to Professor Dr. Naveen Seth, sir, Registrar GTU, sir, and Director GIC, sir. From that busy schedule, they have been a part of this inauguration ceremony. Thank you also. Thank you. And once again, Jai Hind, sir. So that's it. Thank you.